Hello, good evening, and welcome to Questions of Yalpelor, 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 Yalpelor.
Good evening. Welcome to Questers of Yalpelor, everyone. Yes, we are back. Questers of Yalpelor, for those of you who have already forgotten, it's a weekly online improvised adventure game comedy show. We're on every week, and now we're back from a break, a little hiatus for 2 weeks that we took for all kinds of holy and unholy reasons. My name is Itamar, I'm your host and game master, and I've gathered 4 hilarious improvisers and actors from all over the world to travel through the lands of Yalpelor with me. With us, we have Matt playing Grubble Bumblin Esquire, a quarterling bubble mancer desperately seeking to reclaim his family fortune. We have Jada playing Triss, a nebulous summoning who's only recently gained sentience, now gleefully exploring life in Yalpelor with their new friends. And we have Talia playing Aklis Darkmoor, traveling Death Knight with an ancestral sword and lots of family history. These players are here not just to play their characters. I've asked them to invent and flesh out new details in the game world, play other characters, segue into unexpected scenes, and all in all, make my job as game master more interesting and chaotic than it ought to be. You can also influence the game. You, the viewers, that is. Use your XP to activate commands which will take the game in different directions. For instructions and the commands that you can scroll down below the video. We're using Macchiato Monsters as our game system. It's an old school game in the style of Dungeons & Dragons that I really enjoy. We're using assets and creations by all sorts of awesome fans and artists from all over the web. All the graphics you're seeing, the sounds you might hear, background music, it's all by specific people. Some of them we know and are friends. Some of them just resources you can find out on the web. If you're interested in any of that, you can scroll down below the video and see the list of awesome creative people and check their stuff out for yourself. And now it is time for a word from our sponsor.
I was muted.
Muted.
It was great. Hello. You may remember us from such events as we were once slaves of some person who called herself No Man, among other things. But today we are here to say that we've begun a new business venture. It's called No Mercy. It's the Gnomes Mercenary Army. And today we are here to tell you that Gnome Army can do any bidding you'd like. We'll paint the streets red with the blood of your enemies, or blue, or maybe purple, possibly a light fuchsia with the blood of ours. So hire us for any of your ravaging or pillaging needs. No mercy for hire.
Thank you very much. I'm already writing that down. No mercy.
Y'all, I had like 5 minutes before the show started because
No, what you just said is now
but
true.
no army can beat No Mercy.
No,
It works. I like it so much that it's like mercenary.
Yeah, well, right, yeah, exactly. It's the No Merc Mercenary and No Merc No Mercy Army.
Yep.
No mercy, no merc.
No mercy. Thank you very much, Jada. Very, very nice. And
I love
It
it.
wasn't
Absolutely.
Jada. I mean, it was clearly the main, pseudo almost Russian, not quite, decided to kind of just go softly through that good night of vocal quality.
Thank you, old-timey Jewish Russian gnome who dropped by for this new truth in the game world, because this is how these things get written. So I think we're ready to begin. We ended at quite a cliffhanger. There was something that happened that demanded response, but before that, because we were off for a while, let's do a previously on Questers of Yalpelor.
Yes.
Does
the recap involve tongue?
We're nearing the end of your stay on No Man's Land, a gnome island who was until very recently, just earlier tonight, ruled by No Man, a mysterious gnomish monarch queen, high priestess, a combination of all these weird things. You came to No Man's Land because you wanted to help Drillium find out about the future that he came from. You managed to meet three brothers, three gnomish brothers who were going back to No Man's Land with a secret. You helped them get the secret out. You saved them from a dangerous assassin called Avon. You helped them get the secret out and start a rebellion, then went to the palace, No Man's Palace, and overthrew her, in the process discovering that she is in fact a scientist from the same future, the same point in time that Drillium, the soldier, came from. Because she's a scientist, you had some more details. Drillium talked to her. You went out into the city, but you got separated because Triss had a little moment in there and had to go. So they went out, and in the last...
You make them sound like they had to go to the bathroom. like they piddled on the floor. No, they threw a horrible slaver's words and deeds back in her face, and then were overcome and they left.
So
they did not piddle on the carpet.
So it was a big emotional moment. Yes. No, it didn't. Triss is house trained, is what I'm saying. Triss is
yes, they are. Damn it.
And then they went and had to go separately from all the rest. Last episode, we were looking for Triss, except for some surprising and yet somewhat, I'm feeling like, very directed by many people occurrence between Grubble and Drillium that happened during the episode. Most of what happened was you looking for Triss, and eventually you found them. They were taken by Avon, the same assassin who was apparently on your heels, now equipped with mechanical wings given to him by the gnomes, and also aided by the gnomes. You killed a bunch of them on the boat where Avon was hiding. Yeah. Then Avon got away from you, flying into a warehouse. You got in. You had a plan. Aklis is on the ground floor looking up, keeping Avon busy. Grubble is sneaking.
I'm starting to remember this.
It was an excellent plan.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't very well executed.
It was a very good plan. The reason it didn't work, actually, you can see it on screen almost. Let me scroll very slightly up, and you can see the fumble with your own very eyes that Matt rolled, the last roll of the session. And then
someone might have bumbled it.
It led to this thing. So the last thing
they bumbled it to an extent that Triss, who does have a resistance to electricity, does not have it did not have a resistance to this electricity, friends.
Yeah. So we didn't exactly it seems like kind of we reached a consensus where Triss has resistance to electricity because we kind of saw that already play out during the game before. So now we're saying that.
But it does mess with their brain and make them all kooky pants.
It gives them a little bit of a happy high. So that's Triss's response to electrical shocks.
To nice electricity, to bad electricity, we shall see.
Well, it's a good question. And what kind of electricity is the one that Grubble does? Because it's quite new, so we don't know yet. So now, Triss
premature electricity.
Triss is all trapped in a bag, a big sack, a leather sack, or not a leather sack, just a sack that Avon was carrying when he was flying away from the boat. Grubble was sneaking on the rafters, on big wooden beams behind Avon. Avon noticed Grubble sneaking up to him at the last second, turned around and used the bag containing Triss as a shield from Grubble's zap spell. So that's what happened. We will start this session in a purple haze. Everything is hazy around you, Triss. You're not sure where you are. It is unclear what is up and what is down. You're feeling like all directions are about the same, and then suddenly a shape materializes in the purple fog. It's the corner of a desk, a metallic desk that you're seeing. You recognize this metallic desk. In fact, it's exactly the height where you were sitting next to that desk when you were there, and then you hear a voice, a familiar voice that you hear quite a lot, telling you, what will we talk about today, little one? The fog starts dissipating and the room around you starts coming into view. What is your response?
So Triss is on this stool. It's not like other stools. It's video stop. Love it. It's not like other stools. It's almost got like a little indent in the cushion, as though it's been deliberately made to almost, is like a little, very cute little haven for Triss. Triss fits in there perfectly and can look up and see directly into the eyes of the third librarian. And they're happy. They're a little smaller maybe than the Triss you might know right now. A little fresher, a little bigger eyed, if that's even possible. Well, you said there was something called a spoon. What's spoon?
Yes, spoons are very, very useful. In fact, you can achieve many, many things with spoons. You can use spoons to, pick delicate things up. If you want to transport something small and round, you can use a spoon to hold it gently in place. If you want
like me? Is this a spoon? Am I sitting on a spoon?
Even smaller things. Think of a little palm, like a palm of a hand, a tiny hand in the shape of a curved palm used to carry small, delicate things. If you were very tiny, I would be able to carry you around in a spoon. Would you like that?
So I can get around fine, but I could see where that could be fun. But okay, so when I see spoons, they're useful, right? That's what you were saying before. Whenever you see a spoon, you should take it because you never know when you need to pick something up.
Definitely. Spoons are some of the most useful objects in the world. We don't have them here. They don't keep them in the fortress, but you can always use a spoon. You can use it to dig out of a prison if you have a lot of time. You can use it to dig out of a prison. It's very useful for that. You even can use a spoon to eat. If you got a bunch of food in a bowl or a plate, you can use the spoon to carry the food and eat it. Although, you don't need to worry about that.
I don't really get the whole eating thing. It sounds kind of like wasteful.
Well, you have only been here. I've been all over the place, all over the world before I became the librarian. I have seen many, many kinds of creatures, and one of the things they all had in common is that they all required food. They all required eating, and for all of them, it was always a pleasure.
Do you have to eat?
I do, yes.
Why don't I have to eat?
Trisisteris, you are very, very special.
Okay.
Remember that.
Okay, so we talked about spoons, we talked about eating. That's true. Okay, then you were gonna try to explain to me sports.
Well, it just so happens he turns to the wall next to him, which is like all the walls in this room, covered in shelves, completely lined with bookcases, and pulls out a large volume with large letters SP- on it, and opens it up and starts looking for sports. The fog thickens again and takes you away from this memory, and you're again in some kind of room. This room is built of stone. Large stone blocks form both the floor, the walls, the ceiling. There is a desk, but this time it's made of stone, not metal, but it's also a different shape. It's lower to the ground. And no, actually, it's not a desk. It's a stone sarcophagus, and then past it another one and another one. And blue runes are glowing on the floor. On the sarcophagus, the purple fog coalesces. Even as it dissipates again around you and reveals this room, the fog stays in one place on the sarcophagus, and then it forms again into the shape of Baron Stephen Darkmoor.
What?
And he looks at you surprised and says, "Oh, this is happening. How is this happening?"
Oh, well, I promised I'd let you out when you were ready. I don't think you're ready. I think you're still on me, but maybe you're not on me.
So, how are we talking?
Oh, well, I mean, maybe I just needed to talk to you.
Oh, well, I have nothing to do. I have all the time in the world. What do you want to talk
Haven't
about?
you been enjoying our adventures? And isn't Atlas amazing? And Grubble's got these new sparks now. He's learned so much. And Atlas, they have Shabbered and they have Transformer and
Shabbered.
I think the endemic came back to get me, Baron.
I don't know much about the endemic. I just know that they're bad news.
I'm not bad news.
No,
I'm
not you. The endemic. You're fine.
I mean, they always said we were part of them, right?
Well, I've had a lot of time to think here, and I kind of realized, isn't it your choice who you decide to be a part of?
Yes! That is why I am a quester of Yalpelor and an agent of chaos, and that's why you're here. Well, sort of.
Great. Yeah, you feel around, and the little gem is not where it usually is. It's gone in this location where you are. You in fact feel it all around you very clearly. So you know what? You can tell Atlas and all the rest of them that I'm not a Darkmoor anymore.
You're not?
Yes.
What are you?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to be a Sisyphus?
A what?
You could be the Baronithithith. You could be like we were family.
Oh.
Until you're ready to just be you. And then you can choose your name. Like I sort of chose my name. Because my name is Trisisterus, but I'm Tris. You know?
Right. I'm not sure I want a number for a name.
That's fair.
I think I'll just be Steven. I'll just be Steven for a while. Yeah. I'll find another name.
Will you stay a little while longer, Steven? Or do you want to go?
Oh. I don't think I can go anywhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm going to keep my promise. I promised you that I would keep you safe, and I promised you that you had a beautiful jacket. And I promised you that anytime you wanted to be free, you could be free. Remember?
Yeah. I don't know if I trust myself. Free. If I even if I could, even if I had a body to walk around in the world, I don't know what I'd do.
Then for now, stay here.
I
We're
like
friends. And it's good. And you can look out anytime you want. And you know you can come out anytime you want. You've done it before.
Huh. Yeah. I'll come out when I'm ready. And he turns into the cloud of purple fog and actually a very heavy smoke, not a fog, and then wraps all around you and takes you from this room, this mausoleum, away again. And this time, instead of being in a location, you realize that you're very, very far away. You're not in any place that you've ever seen, not in any place that you've ever seen anything like, actually. And the smoke doesn't clear, and you only see a face form in front of you. It's made of the smoke, and it's filled. The smoke is filled with like particles of dust swirling around in the air, but still conforming to a specific shape, which is the shape of a thin face, thin human face. It looks at you. Its eyes focus on you, and then it says, "Trisesteris, Trisesteris. It's me."
Librarian?
No,
Oh, then I have no
no.
idea.
It's Chesterling.
What?
Yes. It's very fortunate. I can get to talk to you. I was just looking for you, and apparently you're right there in my reach.
Hello, Chesterling.
I assume that you are away from your companions.
Did you do this to me?
What?
How do you know I'm not with my friends?
Well, because if you were just there with them, I wouldn't be able to contact you so easily.
I don't.
Listen, a very important message. I wanted to relay this message to you post haste, and I used this spell to contact you. Listen, Emag is, well, talking about you, recognizing you. There's news and talk of a death knight and a smoky summoning. There's also some talk about a rocky creature. They seem to be posting posters of you, passing rumors from person to person, and some of these stories seem true and some seem untrue. I'm wondering about what if this is real or not, because you seem to be a little bit confused last time you visited me. Tell your friends, come and talk to me when you can, and be a little bit careful when you go into the city.
Okay.
All right, and he disappears again. The fog, the smoke stays just as thick as it is, and you start feeling winds move it around. You're rolled around and moved in this cloud of fog, and then there's a flash, a distant flash like lightning that's just like this way away from you, and then another flash slightly below you. Is it down? You're not sure, but it's where your bottom side would be if you were standing up, and then another flash just diagonally that way, another that seems much closer, but it's behind you, and then the last flash is a lightning bolt that zaps you right in the middle of your body. And you wake up, you're in a dark place. There's something that still has a bit of a hold on your mind, slowing you down, sedating you, making you move more slowly, and you feel yourself being held, being confined in this bag, this sack, which is just barely even bigger than you are. What do you do?
This isn't the first time Triss has felt the purple, although it's the first time they've ever not really been aware of themselves while they were in the purple smoke. Mm-hmm. So that feeling, that awful feeling of slow and confused and bumbling and a little sorry, Grubble, but of not quite knowing up from down and right from left, and even where their body is. One eye is here and one eye is there. It's just the mess inside of the bag's a little messed up. And so Triss does what they always do when they just don't really know what's happening. They turn incorporeal and go out through the seams of whatever's holding them.
All right. Sure, you can use your ability and do that. Grebel, you've zapped the sack that your friend is in. Triss, by the way, take 10 damage, which we hopefully reminded ourselves.
1 hit point.
Yes.
Can Aklis see me bumbling?
Yes, Aklis saw the stumble and the zap in the place where you didn't intend for it to go. What do you do? Avon is
I've bumbled it! Help!
All right,
And I-
Atlas. Oh, sorry, Grubble. Yeah, you first.
That's me shouting, Atlas, I've bumbled it! Help! And I, I forgot his name, Avon?
Yeah.
Does he have a fairly firm grip on the bag? Because otherwise I was going to try and grab the bag.
It's less firm than it was a second ago.
Okay, I'm going to try and wrench the bag out of his hand and go backwards as fast as I can.
Sure, I mean...
Okay, if he's doing that, though, Triss is literally seeping out of the bag. He'll have nothing in the bag to go.
Right.
You've
just,
you've just bumbled it, so it'll be a roll at disadvantage.
Oh, no.
So you roll...
Great way to start.
And I am not helping you, my friend. Sadly, I am seeping out
I'll
of
be
the bag.
nice to you. Instead of making it a strength roll, it'll be a dexterity roll.
Thank you. With disadvantage?
Yes. Yeah,
That's
disadvantage means that we take both results into account, and the worst one is 16. So no, you didn't make it. You failed to grab the bag. Avon, just the last minute, he managed to pull it back and like hug the sack to his body, but he's kind of precarious on the beams. He's almost slipping off because he just not him personally, but he just got zapped kind of his belongings, and he tried to pull it away, and then you tried to pull it away again. Atlas, you're seeing all this from down below on the ground floor. What do you do?
Can I somehow reach Avon?
He's 2 floors up.
2 floors up, right. Yeah. Wait, do I have any...
You can transform Transformer into like...
Yeah, but if I throw it, then I won't have it.
Yeah, but you could do like a javelin or something.
Yeah, exactly, and if I throw it, then I won't have it.
Boomerang!
Wait, don't you still have a Morning Star?
Yeah.
Can't you throw the
That's
Morning
not
Star?
a throwing weapon.
No, that's not a throwing weapon.
I
Transformer can be a throwing
knife.
weapon.
Can Transformer turn into a bow, and then
wait,
arrow?
Transformer can you've turned Transformer into a bow, but there's not a lot of time to decide. Avon is there. Right. He's gonna regain his balance in a second. What do you do?
Turn Transformer into a bow and shoot.
What is the arrow?
Shit. Okay, not that then. I threw a knife.
Don't you have a sling? Didn't I give you my sling?
No, I gave someone else the sling.
I have the sling.
I still have the sling.
I am throwing a knife.
All right, you draw a Transformer. You think about turning it into a bow. Shabard goes up. Well, but maybe you could. And Transformer goes, throw me. But you instead decide to do something else. Unless Transformer convinces you, and then tell me. But you can draw.
I'm not gonna throw my sword at this person.
You draw a knife from where, by the way? Where do you keep the knife stowed usually?
In my boot.
All right, draw it from your boot and
knife.
Throw it up. Being a fighter means you can use all kinds of weapons, but this I think will be a dexterity attack.
Shit.
Yep, it is.
Cool. Let's do this.
Yeah.
For the record, Twitch chat had a great idea, which was turning Transformer into a boomerang.
I saw that, but I wasn't sure how much damage a boomerang would do, and I don't have experience with that kind of thing, so...
That's a good question. I'm not sure about boomerangs. I don't know if Transformer would
Wouldn't it have worked, though, to at least knock him off balance so he could fall off the raptors?
At
some point, you need to power up your sword to the point that it fires energy beams.
Yeah, you rolled a 13. That's a failure. The dagger flies up about 3/4 of the way and then just falls down next to you on the floor.
Great.
It wasn't precise or strong enough. Triss, Grubble, you see black smoke, familiar black smoke, starts seeping out of the sack. Avon starts trying to pat it with his hands, trying to keep it in, but it's just too
smoky.
Yeah, it's not solid at all. It's too gaseous. It just flows between his fingers out into the air. Triss, yes, go ahead.
So as Triss is seeping out of the bag, but then starts feeling Avon's hands grabbing at them, again, it's not a choice so much as it's just almost like a reaction to how weird they feel. Is they change again and they become sticky, and they start sticking to Haven's legs and hands to the point that as he's trying to pat them into the bag, but Triss is seeping out as smoke, they're turning into this sticky tar on Haven themselves. And his hands most likely are now, at least one of them is attached.
That's
to
another use of your ability. So
it is.
Yeah, turning yourself again into a different kind of material. It's the same ability, right? You're using.
Yep.
Yeah, so
it's just my second use of it.
Yeah, so it's another use of it, and you turn into a tar, and you splotch back onto the sack and his body, and down on his thighs and down to his ankles. You just flow down, and he's very soon whenever he like the next time he pats on the black material, you just and his hand sticks to the sack on his chest. And he starts trying to wipe it away, not sure if that's a mark he should keep or something that he should just somehow get off of him and just get away. I mean, next to act is Grubble. Trist, you...
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say that as I think at that point there's enough of Triss out and now Triss is on. So on like one thigh is one of Triss's eyes and like on a hand is another, but they just sort of but the eyes are coming back together, just to like reform. But Triss is a little goofy. And all you just see is, hi, Grubble.
Oh my god, this might be probably the most disturbing thing you've done.
Okay, but to be fair, we do have fan art that describe or that shows exactly what that
pretty much what you look like.
Do
we have that? Wait, do we have that?
Yeah, because it's the one.
I don't have it. I'll
that
show
Frankston created. That's like the best visualization of what I can describe as like the creepiest Triss moment right there.
It's perfect. Do we have that? Let's see. I'll find it. I'll try to find it. Oh no.
So while you're trying to find it, should I talk about what I'm doing?
Actually, so there it is.
Hey!
This is kind of what you look like now, a big black stain, only more vertical.
But it's just the eyes, and the eyes are a little high and very unfocused. And again, all of it is just like sticking to Avon.
Perfect. So this is what you are at this moment. But Avon still has his action, and he is trying to wipe you away. I'm sorry
sticky
to
though.
say,
like I'm sticking to his hands. It's almost like gloopy as he.
So it is an attack. So you need to evade this attack, and for that you need to roll. You can't evade it physically, so it needs to be a Constitution roll to see how well you keep your body together as he attacks you.
You did get rolling our best.
You did get advantage to that. It didn't matter, but remember your abilities give you advantage when they're your special abilities when they're relevant. So it didn't matter though. You rolled a 6, so that's perfect. That means that physically he wipes like a lot of the material away and it sticks and you become a mess, but it doesn't do any damage. It doesn't break you apart into pieces like he's hoping and trying to do. Grubble, your turn. What do you do?
Right, so I'm almost out of hit points, and I'm balancing on a beam. I've jumped back a little bit. Triss is out of the bag. I'm thinking I'm gonna try and just use my sling and try and hit him with the sling in the hope that it'll knock him off the rafter.
Right, so try to knock him off the rafter, off the beam. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Roll.
That's a dexterity.
Dexterity, yep.
Success.
Sure. Roll your damage.
4.
Kill him.
That's amazing. That's the most damage you can do. But you didn't hit him yet in this fight at all. So he took it's a big bonk on his forehead. It's gonna leave a mark for sure. And he falls back, stumbles, and starts falling. His hand already is sent to his mechanical wing to pull on a string to try to activate them. But Grubble, you've already noticed, you've seen about a minute ago that he used his current wind these wings. He needs to wind them again in order for them to work. There is something moving there. The last little bits of power in these wings, they flap a little bit, and the motors, like the little propellers, they go like vroom, and he slows his fall a little bit. Aklis, you have a few seconds before he reaches down you down on the ground. What do you do?
So I'm gonna draw my sword and be ready for when he's, in reach.
And when he is?
I'm gonna fucking stab him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Question, will I take damage as he falls / gets stabbed?
You, well, let's see how well Aklis rolls. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Me? Sorry.
Yeah. It's your attack.
Yes.
Sure.
So 4 hits.
I mean, how
against
strong? You got 17 strength. I just thought 16 was a success. I'm
Whoa. So 5, so
16.
that's 10, that's 12, that's 22 points of damage.
I mean, do you kill him? Because you can. And if so, how? Yeah?
What?
To be fair, we did give him a chance.
But don't we want to know who hired him?
Sure. Okay, so the last one will be like with the hilt.
All
To
right.
knock him out.
Sure. He's knocked out. I'm not sure how many more times in this game I'm gonna allow you to change your mind. And after you've already gave me an answer, we'll see. We'll talk about that. But now I'm accepting the change. Even though Transformer is not that accepting of you not killing. After you've shown your bloodthirst worthy of a Dark Moor just mere minutes ago,
You
now
didn't wash it
suddenly
in gnomish blood.
turning around and knocking a clear and very clear and obvious enemy out instead of killing it. It's like there's gonna be words after. But yeah,
Okay.
Avon is wounded, bleeding, and knocked out on the floor. And Triss, it's gonna take you a little while, but slowly, you can go back to your usual form. It's gonna take you about 2 or 3 minutes to slowly collect.
It's very much Alex Mackey. There's just this the puddling. It's the second time I've used this reference, but it remains valid.
Please keep doing so.
It's a very perfect reference for when
Whenever
Triss is slightly
It'll
tarlight.
alienate the audience who's a lot younger than us. And also audience older.
It's a timeless classic.
That's true. There's only a very small margin of error for me, and that's just pure
It's a
alienation.
classic, and they should know it. Yes. Grubble Aklis, you're out of the combat, so just describe what you do.
I scramble down. I don't want to use my lightning ability to jump down because I'm on so few hit points. I'm worried I'll bumble it. And I go up to the goopy mass of Triss, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Triss, are you all right?"
Hi, Gravel.
Yeah, you said that.
Chris, did he do anything to you?
Oh, Aklis, you're shiny.
Thank you.
You're both really shiny.
Why didn't you kill him, Aklis? You had to kill him, blow and everything.
Right, but I thought perhaps we should try and find out who hired him.
Well, you didn't.
I know that.
You know who hired him?
He told you? He said something?
No, it's just all the purple dreams.
I look around. Do I see anything purple?
There is something purple spilling out of one of the pockets in his. He wears wrappings.
Oh yeah, I looked the body.
We loot the body for purple things.
We
Loot
loot
for everything else.
money for its wrappings and trappings.
He has a few small weapons.
Are any of them throwing weapons that Aklis can get accustomed to?
There is a couple of stiletto daggers and a small hand crossbow.
Okay, so 2 stiletto daggers.
Yeah.
How much damage did they do?
D4.
You said hand crossbow. Am
Yes.
I, with my magical skill, capable of using a hand crossbow?
A hand crossbow. It depends on the damage die, and it does a d6, which is not too much for you. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I can do. I can take the hand crossbow.
Yeah, you can.
How exciting!
The nice property about all these weapons is that they're perfect for hiding them in pockets and being able to walk around without anything. And of course, there's the wings, which are on a harness on his shoulders and chest, they're tied with straps, so you can undo them and take them. And everything is kind of covered in blood because he's been cut well by Transformer, who thought it's gonna kill this living thing just a second ago and cut it up a few times. And also, there's
Well, so
little-
Inamar, can I? Oh, sorry.
you want to describe the thing that falls out?
Yeah, I was, because I mean, to be honest, as you guys are looting and grabbing stilettos and crossbows, the glob that is Triss has sort of sklooshed their way, oil slick towards you, and you see this I mean, it sort of looks like a vape pen. Is kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
But very, very long, incredible Cruella de Vil Cruella de Vil had a vape pen. It's very, very long, very, very, very long. And there's a fluted tip with what looks almost like a snake tongue. And there's a small, small, small bubble. It's a glass bubble, but it still does look like a bubble. And inside is just the faintest remnant of what you can see, which looks almost like purple smoke. And she just goes, "See?" and holds it up and then drops it into their goop.
Oh, so
Drops it where?
you absorb it into yourself?
Yeah.
What is that exactly? Is it magic?
Oh, no. Well, I don't know. It's for controlling. It's endemic.
You're making even less sense than usual, which is not something I thought you capable of, but it seems you always surprise me.
I think I might be getting it. Controlling as in controlling you?
Well, it just stops time.
What?
Just for me, it just stops time for us. Well, for us, it stops time for us, and for us, I guess this is not time. Is it
So
time?
whoever hired this guy managed to get their hand on endemic tools to capture you specifically.
Well, I think that's what it was. He seemed to know exactly what he was looking for, which was confusing. And then he smoked at me. And then he was like, "Before." And I didn't like it. And I was frozen. And then I couldn't do anything. And then I saw people. But I missed you. And then I talked to this face. And the face. The face is confusing.
So
And as Triss is talking, they're becoming more and more like smoke and less like an oil slick.
So I am sort of nodding and acting like I'm listening, and I am still kind of half listening, but at the same time, I'm trying to take the wings off the back of Avon.
Grubble,
I'm listening, but I'm not understanding anything.
Grubble, roll intelligence, please.
Okay.
And take advantage because your education is relevant. Sure, you make it. So that means that you notice that from the same pouch where the little pipe fell, there's also a little sack, a little bag that is full of purple dust. That is some of it spilled out a little bit on the ground, but it's still mostly in. With it, there's a couple of other little bags and pouches with some other materials. There's a blow gun, and a little needle, and some other tools that you recognize as tools to deliver poisons and other kind of, or some kind of mind-altering materials. And some of these materials in the bags, some leaves and ground-up materials, like powders, they're the things that you're supposed to inject, blow, make somebody like breathe them in or put in their food. So it's like
an assassin's kit.
Like a very clever poisoner kit. Yeah.
Matt, does Grapple reach for the purple powder?
No, he's seen this coming out of the pocket, but he's still trying to take the wingsuit off first.
Tris, could you perhaps try and explain again what happened, but in a clearer way?
Agnes?
Yes.
Don't touch the purple.
All right, what is the purple?
I don't know. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It'll hurt you. Please don't touch it. I don't want you to freeze.
Touch it.
I think it might be poison, Atlas.
Oh.
Please don't touch it. And Tris is like near there, right? But not near enough, like quite deliberately not touching it. And they're starting to shake a little bit. It's sort of when everything gets really weird and then everything starts to go very low and Tris, all you just see is the little ball of smoke is just kind of vibrating a little bit. I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd see you again when he smoked me and then I couldn't move and I was just there and I couldn't do anything and it was like before and I didn't. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, what are friends for? We found out you were taken, we came rushing straight out. You should have seen Atlas. Murdered a lot of the people who were trying to take you.
Right.
For me? Because we're friends?
I'm leaving this to you one. This one's for you, Atlas.
Because I wanted to save you.
Tris just reaches in a little bit and pulls out this little spoon. And it's like quite clearly the Darkmoor spoon. And it's the first spoon that Tris ever took, which was from the Darkmoor estate. And just, Atlas.
Yes.
Thank you for carrying me in your spoon.
I didn't.
I think it's a metaphor.
Oh, for what?
Friendship. And Tris just like puts the spoon back in, but and just sort of waits until Atlas picks them up, so they can sit on their shoulder.
Pick them up. Can I have the spoon back, please? It's part of a set, you know.
But I gave. Well, the set's sort of broken because Dirt has the fork and Steven. He's not the Baron Steven Darkmoor anymore. He's just Steven. Steven has the knife.
Ooh, hold on, please. What do you mean he's not the Baron anymore?
He's not a Darkmoor anymore, and he doesn't really want to be a Baron. I think he wants to be Steven. But to be fair, he might want to be Steve. Or maybe a Steph. I don't know if he's decided yet on exactly what he wants to be. He's just checking things out. He's just biding his time. And until then, until we have Dirt and we have Steven out of everything, then it's not really a set, so I have to keep it. Is that okay?
Rebel, is this making any sense to you?
No, I'm very much struggling to follow it.
I feared perhaps I was going insane, but I'm glad that's not the case. Probably.
I mean, Baron Steven Darkmoor, as far as I recall, was kind of dead, but also not dead.
Yes.
So it is entirely possible that when we fought him, he survived in some way?
He did. And then we met and I liked his jacket. And so now he comes with me.
Sorry, you met the Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Baron Stephen Darkmoor's been traveling with you this whole time.
Mm-hmm. Dirt new. Well, sort of.
Dirt new. I'm not surprised.
Well, no, it's because I needed to keep him somewhere, but I wanted him to be able to see because he wanted to be able to see on adventures. And so
I mean, was he not incredibly evil and trying to kill all the Darkmoors?
Yes.
I think Stephen was just looking for a way out.
Out of what?
The Darkmoors. It's hard to be a Death Knight and a Baron.
Well, I don't know about being a Baron. Perhaps that is hard, but being a Death Knight is, pretty straightforward.
I don't know. I think you like what you are, but he didn't like what he was. And sometimes it's easier to kill something than it is to admit that maybe you're doing the wrong thing.
Have I managed to take the wingsuit off while we're having this conversation?
Yes, you have.
Hooray! So I'm holding it, but I'm actually more interested in the conversation, but I have it in my hands, and I'm like, so he's been talking to you and telling you that sometimes killing things is better. Is that right?
Well, no, I mean, actually, it's been a really long time since he talked to me, but it was just, so when I smelled the smoke, the purple smoke, the bad smoke, the endemic smoke, when they put the smoke on me, normally I know everything, but I can't move, I can't do anything. But this time I saw the librarian again, and then I spoke to Stephen in the crypt, which was nice. I enjoyed that. It's been a while since I talked to Stephen in the crypt. And then of course there was that horrible little face man who was also purple smoke, which makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't really know how he talked to me, but he said that there's another Death Knight and a summoning and a rock person, and they're making us look bad and to be careful in EMAC or something. But I'm not really sure how that works. And it was Chesterfield. That's who it was.
Chesterling?
Oh, yeah. Is that his name? I don't know.
Chesterling talked to you.
He said it was a spell, and that because I was away from you, and then I thought I was never gonna see you again. And then he was really confusing. Like, where else could there be a Death Knight and a smoke summoning like me, but not me, and also a rock person like Dirt, but not Dirt. But then he didn't say anything about a quarterling, so I don't feel like there was probably a quarterling, which means that it wasn't us that he was talking about, which just means that I'm even more confused.
I mean, I'm also quite confused. So
yes.
While you were purpled, if I can use that as a verb, you saw Chesterling, but you don't think Chesterling was the one who purpled you, do you? I mean, you were stealing his stuff.
I mean, maybe, well, Atlas, they don't let anyone have the purple smoke for summonings. Unless, I mean...
The librarian.
Yeah, that one lost me as well.
The librarian was my friend. The librarian is why I'm me. The librarian's why I left. They taught me things and explained things and walked with me out of the books. The third librarian, but they were old. They were so old, and they had all this knowledge, and it was amazing. They taught me about spoons and sports and freedom and political economy.
Oh.
It's very important, and workers' rights and the rights of the proletariat. I think he called it socialism.
Was this your first friend?
Yes! It was when I was a summoning, but I was still a summoning. I was still not me. And I was Trisistris. I wasn't Tris. And then they started to talk to me because I cleaned the library, but I opened a book by accident. And it was very cool. And then I wanted to read, and then they taught me how to read. And they were the third librarian. And they were the best.
So Grebel is trying to follow everything that's coming out of Triss's mouth, but he definitely thinks that Triss is still a bit ill, so he's going to try and offer Triss some goodberry juice, see if that helps make Triss make sense, like a healing.
Triss, would you like a cookie?
I don't eat.
Couldn't you if you wanted to?
No.
Oh.
What if we poured juice into you? Would that heal you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not healed. I get confused when they put us in the purple smoke. They used to do it when they needed to move us around or to put us in, they called it the pantry. It was just sort of like a closet.
Right.
And they just wanted us to wait.
Something's occurring to me here, because you said the purple powder, they don't let anyone else have it. So, and the librarian was your friend. You're following Atlas.
Yes. I think I'm not sure what purple means.
Was there a thing up there that didn't like you? So if the librarian was your friend, is something bad from where you came from that didn't like you coming after you?
Well, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
But you've already met some of them. Because
Well,
the endemic wanted us back. The endemic didn't want the summonings to leave from
Oh,
them.
like the dogs.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it's okay, because I have you, and I don't think he would have tried to purple smoke me if you were around. I don't understand how the endemic, why they would have given him. And Triss is sort of just like very quizzically kind of staring at Haven, because it still doesn't feel right. I don't know why they would have given it to anyone. They're not supposed.
Well, what if Avon is endemic? I mean, I don't know what an endemic
It's
person
not
is.
endemic.
What if it's a disguise? You wear disguises. You look different.
I would know.
Is he wearing?
I'm part of the endemic, and they're part of me. Sort of. I would know.
I'm now going to look over Avon's body to see if there's like tattoos or marks or symbols or something.
Roll intelligence, please.
Thank you.
Just stripping everything you can find.
Okay. 4 is a success, which allows you to diagnose that he's not right now under any kind of disguise spell or effect.
Okay. Is he human?
Yep, he is.
Okay.
In fact, do you look over his entire body?
Well, I'm steering well clear of the purple powder because Triss warned me.
And the naughty bits.
But you do examine his body physically, like most of it. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I'm going to assume that you are.
Sadly graphic detail, depending on how much
I'm going to give you
Transformer
another piece of information that doesn't have anything to do with magic that's on him. But because you examine him, you see that he has stumps of wings that he used to have. Very old scars.
On his back?
On his back. And he's a bird folk. He's a bird person.
Oh.
Those creatures exist. They live somewhere in the mountains, and he's one of them.
He's a bird folk that lost his wings.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to examine the scars and see if they look like surgical, or can I try and examine them to see how they came to be?
Yes, I think you will get advantage on your intelligence roll because you're a Death Knight.
I'm gonna need it.
And you know lots about...
Yes!
Critical success.
Nice.
Wow.
It's been a long time since we've had one of those.
It's not surgical. You actually recognize the tool and the motion with which the wings were cut. It was one clean slice that was obviously ritualistic.
Wow.
And then it was treated, and he was cured, but he didn't have the wings anymore. So it's something that was either he did knowingly or was done to him, but then he was like treated and kept alive.
Well, I don't
Okay.
know if he seems like he's a mercenary for hire. He's carrying a lot of poisons. It was probably punishment for being bad.
We
Right.
don't make assumptions of why people do things, Grabble.
No, well,
Don't we?
we make educated guesses and we don't hold them as fact. We wait and find out more facts.
Well, then let's wake him up. Because I
Let's
don't
wake him
know
up.
he's here. I just know that someone gave him something they shouldn't have. And,
Just before we wake him up, can we threaten him with the purple powder? Do you think? Do you think that'll hurt him? Be dangerous?
I think we need to make sure the purple powder is destroyed before he wakes up.
Okay. Well, does it burn? 'Cause
Don't
Yes.
don't burn it.
I don't know. But don't let me breathe it.
Well, should we
burning
not
burning
breathe the
is how
smoke?
you're supposed to use it. That's what produces a lot of smoke. You know that.
Okay,
It's
don't burn
smoky. Don't make it smoke. Don't what is the opposite of fire?
Water.
Try that.
We could wash it away.
We could, yes.
If I run out to the dock, because that's just like less than a minute's run away, I could find a bucket and just like find a mop somewhere. Mop this up.
I mean, there is a river.
Oh yeah, it's the river, not the ocean. Yeah.
It flows.
Yeah, I'm up.
Whatever you throw in it will be carried out into the ocean.
Yeah, I want to wash this powder out in the river.
All right, it's not a lot. It just
We pollute the water.
it's almost invisible before it even hits the water. It's gone completely. We have started like going out and doing other things. I just want to know, what are you doing with Avon? Because he's gonna come to in a few minutes, and he's wounded to the point that he needs either medical help to live or he'll bleed out. But he's gonna be conscious for a while. So what do you do?
We need to
we
find
could
out
just
who
kill
hired him.
him. Oh, right.
Because it might be Chesterling, it might be an endemic, it might be
I
someone
don't
else.
think it's Chesterling.
Well, Triss said they saw Chesterling when they were
Well,
purple.
it was a spell and they were talking to me. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that Avon said before he grabbed me that he thought I'd be where I was. And then that they hadn't forgotten. That's all he said. They haven't forgotten. And then,
Who? I hadn't forgotten what.
well, I don't know. I just assumed it was the endemic. It could be anybody.
Right. Well, let's confirm it's endemic. And then, to be honest, I want this man dead. He's carrying around poison that could have killed us. I'm near dead now myself. All those people on the boat were in trouble. This is. I mean, either that
But
or
he's
we.
helpless. He's helpless.
That's usually the best time to kill someone.
Right. We let him go once, and we left him on the shore, and we thought, oh, good, we'd gotten rid of him, and he's learned his lesson. But he didn't learn his lesson. He came back, and he almost took you, Triss.
Okay, I suppose that's true. It's just that you always told me the murder was wrong, and isn't this murder and not knighting?
Oh, well, it's not usually considered murder if it's self-defense.
But he's not hitting you.
No, but he was.
But he's not anymore.
Right, but if we let him go free, he might try to do it again.
You mean he might hurt someone else?
Yeah,
That too, yes,
and us.
and us. Probably better to, just make sure he cannot kill anyone ever.
He hasn't woken up during this conversation, has he?
I
Not
really
yet,
hope he
no.
did.
And he'll never tell us.
what do you do with Avon? Come on.
Tie him up,
Right.
first of all. Tie him up.
Okay,
Okay.
tie him up, question him,
Yep.
and then kill him.
Questioning him. And like once we've questioned him, we can either kill him or we can hand him over to gnome authorities.
All right, so the...
Are there no authorities?
No, the
No
country is
more
in
authority. There's no more authority.
the
I
country
mean,
is in massive disarray.
yeah,
No one has the power to take care of this.
it's true.
It's a bit of a
It'll be-
civil no more.
It'll be hard to find someone in charge right now.
Yeah.
So the answers you get, he first of all he wants to bargain his life and freedom for the answers. I don't know if you're willing to promise something like that, but he still gives you the answers no matter what you say at the beginning of the
Okay.
conversation, yes or no. He's gonna tell you that he wanted revenge. And was planning to give either of you, starting with Triss and then coming back for the two of you, to gnome authorities, to the authorities here. He was right now. He was suspecting. He just arrived. He was suspecting that Gnome Anne maybe is not the queen anymore. But whoever would take you and give a bounty in return for people who helped the traitor. Basically, who he was hoping to meet was Milo, who was his contact with No Man. Like, that was the person that he met when he was sent to bring Trieto back.
Makes sense.
The powder is just something he has. He was very proud to have poisons, materials that nobody else has. He's a collector of ways to bend minds, disable, and kill in many creative ways. So,
But how did he know to use the smoke specifically on Triss? I bet Triss would ask that question.
he's a scholar of different living things and how to take care of them. Specifically, if you ask how did he come upon this specific piece of information, then he will tell you that he spent a while stowed away on the endemic island a while back, and he actually learned it from, he gives a physical description of the librarian, the same person you know. He didn't get the powder from him, he just learned the information.
Wow. So there's a way up. Firstly, there's a way up to the endemic island. I didn't know that.
How do you think I got down?
You fell. You can go down quite easily.
I was
So-
climbing, Grebel.
But it was the goodberry vine that you grew, Grubble. You know that this was...
Oh, I'd forgotten this. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have to go all the way back to wherever that Goodberry Vine was if we wanted to go up.
If it's
again.
still there, to be fair, I feel like the endemic.
The island the island moves. Okay. The vine definitely goes up tall enough. If you want to go that way, we'll need to have a conversation about how,
Sure.
because there's more things to figure out. But yeah,
Okay. He's just admitted to us that he's an assassin who's murdered a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm still leaning towards let's kill him and move and get the hell off this island.
all right.
What happened to your wings?
The wings, I've got them. The wing pack.
No, his wing.
They don't mean those wings. Yeah. Roll charisma. Actually, you do get advantage on that. Yeah, you're good at doing.
You are?
You're,
I mean,
yeah, you're curious. You're nice. You get things out of people. And
That's
anyway,
true.
you succeeded. So that's the one thing he really doesn't wanna tell. He was driven away from his mates in the mountains because he didn't want to turn to the ways of chaos. They all they changed. He describes a slow change over a few years from a very free society to a very chaotic one, although chaotic and free kind of sound the same, it's not exactly the same. Everyone was free to choose their own path. That was part of the way of life for the bird folk in the mountains. And then they all kind of got taken over by chaos, which he claims came physically down the mountains, almost like an invisible cloud. He wouldn't, and he was driven away, and he turned to the life of a professional assassin and did kill a lot of people in his grief.
And what will you do
feeling
now?
a bit bad for him.
And what will you do now?
I only know how to do one thing.
Murder people. You mean murder people, right?
Yes. Take life.
And you wouldn't perhaps want to become like a teacher, an anatomy teacher, or...
Anatomy. Sex education?
The
No.
world needs more teachers.
Would you consider a career change?
I know only one thing and am only one thing.
Right. Doesn't seem like we have a lot of choice then.
Do what you have to do. Either let me go or kill me. Do it now.
Oh, I vote kill.
Yeah, I mean, he knew what life he was getting into.
All right.
Doesn't sound like he's leaving behind a family.
Who's in the room when it happens?
What? Why would you ask that?
I'm in the room with my 3 hit
Room
points.
where it happens. The room
I'm
where it
assuming, Aklis, you're the one who does the deed.
I will be the executioner.
Triss, where are you?
Trish has gotten off of Aklis's shoulder. They very distinctly said nothing. They don't agree with killing Haven, but they also understand that Aklis and Grubble are right. There's been enough requests. It doesn't feel right, but it also doesn't feel like there's any choice. And so Triss will watch and Triss will remember.
All right. What is Transformer?
An axe.
Okay. So it is a proper execution. He doesn't resist, but he's
Does he have any last words?
no, he doesn't. He closes his eyes and just lets it
Alright.
happen. And his head thumps on the floor. Transformer knows better than to yell at this.
Thank you.
point,
I
but
appreciate your.
when you before you take it back into Shabard, you put it back into Shabard. He whispers, "Well done," yeah, you're done. You're done in this area. You got everything that you needed to get. Grubble, just so you know, even though you're probably only going to check it out later, next time you have a couple of hours of downtime, these wings right now are not operational. It's specific knowledge required to fix them that you're going to have to find.
Makes sense.
You can write them down, though. Yeah, Triss.
Triss walks over to Avon's head and looks up at Aklis. Librarian always told me that you can use a spoon to bury the dead. Will we use a spoon and bury him?
I mean, we could probably, but I fear that wouldn't be very efficient. Perhaps it's better to. Well, I don't know exactly about burying rituals in this society. Then again, he's not from this society. Grubble, do you know anything about death rituals of bird people? You're educated.
Do I? What do I know? I don't know what I know about bird people at all.
Yeah.
I'm asking that
Roll intelligence.
I failed.
Yeah. You,
Well, they're bird people, so they probably like being buried in the sky. So I don't know. Maybe it's like they tie balloons, but this is all speculation.
Right.
We can't just leave him here.
I mean, we could, but
I mean, the island is covered in bodies.
Whichever
the
it is you
rebellion.
do, what is it? I want to know.
Triss wants to bury him.
Well,
They'll-
Triss seems pretty clear on this, so I'm gonna join. Triss.
yeah, I'll just go with whatever Triss says.
I do feel pretty bad that we had to kill him, so let's bury him.
Oh, that's interesting. Triss says, the chat says we should burn him.
Well, you can always go with whatever you.
I think ultimately, again, this is Triss is remembering almost like clear as though it was yesterday exactly what the librarian said about using spoons to dig. So regardless of how anyone else helps, Triss will pull out. They have two spoons. They have the spoon that Trieto gave them, and they have the Darkmoor spoon, and they will use it outside to start digging a hole.
Okay.
And if anyone helps, that would be good because Triss is very smart.
Can I turn Transformer into like
Transformers is not going to be happy.
Nope. Even though it's a grave, I mean, you can. It's an object. It's a magical weapon. Transformers is not gonna like it. You know that.
What if I ask it really nicely?
Ask it really nicely.
Yeah.
What if Triss asks it really nicely?
No, I won't listen to Triss.
Okay, well, I thought I'd ask.
What are you gonna do in return?
The session when Trieto gave out kitchen utensils was one I wasn't present at, so I haven't written down in my inventory what I got. Does anyone?
Oh, so I guess you have a fork because I have a knife.
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
a fork.
that'll be it then. I have a fork. Then
I have
will-
a trash spoon, so you have a trash fork.
Come on. What do you give Transformer in return?
What do you give it in return?
Yeah.
I don't give it in return anything. It's my sword, and I mean, I'm being courteous, just asking.
I see. Okay, so you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. It's you can feel it seething as you dig a hole in the ground just outside of the warehouse. I'll remind you, the part of the docks that you're on is empty. All the gnomes have gone to the center of the city, where right now you can already see plumes of smoke. The rebellion.
Are they burning
ended,
the city?
The rebellion ended really quickly, so there's very little destruction and a lot of confusion going on right now. So they're not. It's not a war, a mess, a slaughter. None of that is going on. But there is. You can hear even from afar a lot of voices calling out. Many people who are. It sounds like some of them are celebrating. But there's still some mess going on, and people are not working. I mean, the gnomes aren't. It's not a normal day. No one's doing what they usually do. Triss, you definitely managed to dig about 2% of this hole, while Aklis is in a few quick motions just digs out the hole. Transformer, with all its reluctance, actually serves as an excellent shovel. It's an amazingly efficient shovel. And
do I manage like 5% with my trash fork?
Oh no, even not that. Not even.
Oh.
No. Nope.
Well, I'm making a symbolic gesture of
Yeah.
trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
You're just moving. You're just forking the ground.
So after your combined efforts, the three of you have a grave. You put Avon in. And
Oh yeah,
you
so combined.
cover him up with all the dirt that you pulled up, and a little mound is all that's left, marking where he's buried. So ends the story of Avon. The next picture of our heroes that we see is you standing right on the dock. You went past the next line of warehouses back out to where you can see the boat. The people there are grateful, thankful, have already disposed of the bodies, so that grisly sight is no longer there, and will take you wherever you want. They can take you with a boat on the water. You're free to talk and decide for yourselves where you're going to skedaddle to next.
Well, I mean, it seems to me no matter where we go, the endemic is after Triss.
Yes.
Well, no, I thought they were, but it turns out if Haven's right, then it wasn't that. It wasn't the endemic. I was wrong.
That's true. It's a good point.
But I mean, even if this wasn't the endemic, that doesn't mean that they're not after you.
The other, I mean, we want to get Marigold back because I miss her terribly.
Yes.
Um,
Been very difficult.
like traveling on a
I
boat.
do miss Marigold. She's the best talker and listener. She's a good listener.
I mean, in terms of long-term goals, I think at some point I'd love to go to meet the Queen of Ing, but we also got to try and find Atlas's armor, and to find this missing poet. There are those people who
And
look
then
like
there's
us.
also this Chester Flingamajigger. He said we had to maybe be careful in EMAG because there were
Yes.
stories.
What did he say exactly?
Be careful because there's stories of Death Knight and the summoning and
So-
a rock person, and they're putting up posters, but also it doesn't sound like they're about us, or he wasn't sure, and also he wants to talk to us, and also he wanted to know if everything we told him last time about what we were doing was true.
I mean, if
Uh-oh.
we're going to EMAG to pick up Marigold, we might as well talk to Chesterling.
I don't want to.
Except for that bit where we didn't tell him the truth about that poet.
We didn't.
No, he congratulated us for rescuing a poet from a prison.
Oh, right.
and we
which
went,
we
oh
didn't.
yeah, well, I'm glad you're happy about that. And we didn't actually do anything.
Right, so better not speak to Chesterling at all.
But if there's a person in EMAG pretending to be Dirt and a person pretending to be Triss, maybe these are the people who took the poet. So what if we go to EMAG in disguise
Oh,
and track these people down and get this poet back after all?
that's actually a good idea. I support that.
Great. Let's do that then. Let's get some disguises on our way back to EMAG. And,
Perhaps there's something we can purchase here in
Ooh,
No Man's
there's
Land.
all the pretty shiny things.
Maybe you could find some scales and pretend to be a Justice Knight.
Or, well, yes. I
Ooh,
suppose I
ooh,
could buy
ooh.
some cheap armor and just wear that.
I'm a good gnome.
It's true, but there's not that many gnomes in EMAG. Well, there's everything in EMAG.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's everything.
Atlas, I have the perfect disguise.
Yes.
You can borrow my lichless cloak. And you can be a lichless.
Gesundheit. What does that mean?
Remember? I have
No.
and Triss pulls out the banner of the lichless that they were using as a kilt as a gnome, which is the rivals of the Darkmoor family.
Really? I don't remember this at all.
I do. As soon as we arrived on the island, this was the first thing. Triss went rooting through trash and found this super fancy cape.
So then you'd be a Death Knight, you'd be a Knight of the Lichless.
Oh, but,
It's almost like it's the exact opposite of Darkmoor is Lichless.
yes.
No one will suspect you then.
Right, but it's feels so dirty.
But Dirt's not here.
I
And
could
yet,
pretend to be a very short human.
How?
I can just sort of stick some things on the bottom of my shoes and make myself a little bit taller.
Like,
And I'll put on an accent so no one recognizes me. I'll do
that's
like
a good idea.
I'll do like a human accent.
What does that sound like?
Well, there's lots of different human accents from different places. I'll do one I'm really good at. I'll practice it on the way there.
Right.
what should I be?
You could, well, I know you can turn into a cape. Maybe you could be my cape, and then we've both got capes.
Well, I still have eyes. I could be.
Oh, that's true.
Ooh. What if I Well, I could be like the things I've mimicked before. I could be like the crabkin, or I was thinking the same thing. Sit still, behave. Or I could maybe. Well, what do you think? And okay, for the record, Triss has never seen a cat, but what Triss has seen is a leopard in the jungle.
That's
fine.
true.
But you have seen a small cat, Kitticism.
In EMAG? Do they have cats?
I don't ever remember seeing a cat.
There was
Me neither.
Skep has a small cat called Kitticism.
Oh yeah.
But we never saw Kitticism, and Triss never saw Kitticism.
So it's a good question. Did you ever meet the cat? I don't know.
No.
No, I think
It
it
was
was
all
only
kind of
described.
combat. I don't think
It was only
Kitticism came
described
out.
in the Ticism session. So yeah, you haven't seen it.
But regardless, Triss has seen a jaguar. So Triss.
So that, but small.
Oh, I have to be. So Triss is mimicked into the jaguar shape and looks up and goes,
Smaller, please.
and so Triss's face, just the face gets smaller.
No, the whole body, please.
So what happens is Triss doesn't understand, and so they get kind of stubby. They look a little bit like a Rottweiler because it's not as easy as just being like make it smaller when they've never seen it. So now they sort of look like a mostly feline, snub-nosed Rottweiler with like a very strange tail and still trying to purr, and it's very weird.
So after a while of that, you managed to find a shape that you're comfortable with. A still larger than average, larger than normal, but
It's a Rottweiler.
Yeah,
Cat.
but cat.
Rottweiler.
And
Rotper.
Rottcatler?
you decide that's the closest to a cat.
A Ritten. Well, no, but it's
Closest
now
to
it's
a
like
cat that Triss is going
feline-ish.
to
It's
get.
sort of
And you do set on your way because they want to get far away from
Yeah, they do.
No Man's Land after what happened. So they want to take you on the boat and they want to ask you where you want to go. So the destination is EMAG.
Yes.
And
In
the
disguise.
plan is not just to go through the city and pick Marigold up, but also it is to go into the palace and talk to Chesterling.
Oh,
No, it's
I
to try and
to like maybe
Try and find
talk
the
to some
imposters.
people and try to find out what people are saying about us.
Oh, so
maybe Wilk will know.
sniff out information about
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on with you. Okay, cool, no problem. We'll do that when we start the next episode. Cool.
Cool. I can wear a different outfit for next.
Yeah,
Next,
you
week's session.
will be.
Yeah,
all
it's
in
about
your
time you wash that
disguise.
shirt.
Yeah.
Hygiene, ladies and
You-
gentlemen. Hygiene.
You'll have to decide also, Aklis, what is your disguise exactly? Are you with your own
Right.
armor, or do you actually change it to something else? So,
And chat, you get to vote on what accent Matt's gonna use.
Yes.
No.
do.
go
And
ahead.
we all know which ones he's
I,
good
I
at.
really wanted to object to that, but it's probably funny. So
well,
fine.
I have not done so many accents you told me to do in this show, so I won't hold it against you if you also don't. Cool.
I'm happy to try.
Yeah.
Triss will continue to fail at attempting to make meow sounds. And I can continue to tell or show or utilize my vocal qualities in order to show you just how much of a failure they are.
Nice. Very
That's
good.
all I got, friends.
So I think we will end this episode right here on your way, seeing No Man's Land slowly disappear over the horizon when you are sailing upriver with your boat back to EMAG. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us. Thank you to my wonderful players. This was nice. This was nice going back after this break, and
Why do you sound surprised?
are back to our. It was kind of.
nice.
It was felt new, like doing a first session all over again. But next week, we're back to our usual schedule. So every Monday, same time, same place, 9 p.m. Israel.
I have a brief bit of promotion. I made a game,
Oh,
right.
and I will share it in the chat.
Sure, you
It's
go
called
ahead and share it in
Beckett T.
chat.
Blanc and the Meteor of Doom. It's a text adventure in space.
And it was written in 2 days, right?
3 days. It was
3 days.
72 hours, and we came second in narration at the end of the whole
Nice.
competition. So
Yep.
out of 64 entries, I was very, very pleased. And fourth overall.
So go ahead and
Nice.
post the link. It's also in my latest post on Facebook. If you go look there, so there was a little bit of, I pushed it a little bit there. So you can also go and see the link there. And and we'll be here next week as usual. Every Monday, 9 p.m. Israel, 2 Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturdays. Some other roleplay content that I'm streaming solo. It's become something different every week, so whatever. Just come and we'll talk about roleplay.
It's great.
We'll write something, play something, or just chat. I don't know. I'll decide every time what we do. But if you like role-playing games and like talking endlessly about them, Saturday nights are going to be the time for you. Thank you very much, everyone. Until the next time we see you, play hard and stay safe. Good night, everyone.
Good night.